All right, everybody, welcome back to Military Family Investing. All right, today we're going to talk about live below your means, LBYM. All right, so it's not a popular term. People think that it means certain thing. You got to, recycle your toilet paper or, drive a $1,000 car. But that's not necessarily the case. All right. The gist of the story is live a couple notches below how much money you make. If you do that, you'll be rich. Okay. So let's take a look. Okay, so people assume it means eat grits, make honey sandwiches, recycle toilet paper, what have you. All right, you might have grew up like that. Your parents might have been in hardship, either from a war or depression, and they kind of held on to that mentality of, grab every single penny, don't live above your means. But you can slowly expand your lifestyle as you expand your income. Okay, so live below your means is basically let your money do the talking first, not your shopping. Okay. So the goal is to create cash flow. Okay. And prevent lifestyle inflation. Those two things. If you're working hard, your money should be going up every year, either from your job, extra income, what have you, investments, real estate, whatever you have. But if you can keep your budget the same per year, then you have all that extra cash flow. Okay. So how does it actually look? Okay. It looks like you have a paycheck, you have a certain amount of money you make per year. Let's say 50,000 per year. You're going to try to live on 30 to 35,000 a year. All right? Now part of that extra cash flow, which is a difference, has to go to emergencies and things come up. Something always comes up in life. All right? If you haven't learned that yet, you'll learn soon. Okay? But that's living below your means. It's not, hey, I make 50,000, I'm going to have 50,000 worth of toys, debt, my housing situation, I'm going to push it to the limit, and then when something happens, I'm going to pop, and then have no emergency fund. Now I'm on credits, and now you have a credit card, and now you're living beyond your means. Okay, you want to live below your means. Now, what are some of the reasons why we can't live below our means? The main reason is literally keeping up with the Joneses, consumer culture. I want, I want, I want. Even worse than I want is what? I deserve. Okay, and those are the worst words you can have in your mind. I deserve. I've worked for 10 years, so I deserve this car. I've been married for 10 years, so we deserve this vacation. The kids are leaving the house, they deserve this car. Okay. When you start saying I deserve, then, it's a wrap. Okay. Nobody deserves anything. You earn things. You don't just deserve things. Okay. Now, one of the major reasons is housing. When I was growing up, so I'm 41 years old. So I got married when I was 25. My wife was 22. And we started with a starter home. We rented a home in San Diego. It was a starter home. It was nice size. It was decent sized. My mom lived with us, so she was a quote unquote roommate, whatever you want to call it. But we were able to get a somewhat nice place. It wasn't super over the top. And then we went to Arizona. We rented for a year. Right, it was very small. My wife was able to whittle down the mortgage or the rent. Then we bought a house that was way too big. Okay, and we paid the price for that for almost 10 to 12 years. Okay, so what I'm saying is, if you can find a starter home, they're rare now. But you might have to start at a condo. You might have to start at a townhouse. You can buy a house. Maybe you have two roommates. Something has to give. Okay. If you think you're going to live like your parents right from the start, which is part of living below your means, okay, your parents are 50 years old, 60 years old. They worked 20 to 25 years to get the things they have. You cannot leave at 25 and set yourself up like your parents. A lot of people are doing that. Okay. Just things like having, Wi-Fi, having the different programs. So I just ordered Discovery Plus. So Discovery Plus, HBO Max. These are all ones I have. Discovery Plus, HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix, a couple more, something else. But you know what? I have the discretionary income now. I have $1,100 worth of dividends now. I have rents coming in. Okay. I have royalties from books coming in that I can actually afford this stuff now. And I make a decent amount of money at my regular job. But I've been working for 24 straight years in the military. Okay. Now, if I was just starting out, I might just have one of those. Or I might just turn on Roku TV and it'd be free. It is what it is. But these are decisions we have to make. Okay. This is living below your means. Okay. So housing is your number one expense. It's going to be your number one expense for your whole life. Even when you pay off your mortgage, you're still going to have taxes, insurance, maintenance, what have you. Right? Housing never goes away. Now, that being said, you want to aim for 30% with maintenance and everything else. So that's a small house compared to your lifestyle. If you can get your housing situation right, okay, nobody says you can't have a nice house. Again, get a roommate. Establish a mobile home on your lot. Establish a accessory dwelling unit. Build a furnished room above garage, a frog, basement, furnished basement, rent it out, right? Something to offset the cost of your house. Something has to give. Because if you don't do the housing right, you won't be able to hit your budget. You won't be able to live below your means. Okay. Now, living below your means ties directly into your savings rate. Your savings rate is the greatest determinant if you're going to be wealthy or not. Not necessarily how much money you're saving, but your savings rate. For example, I have the example right here. If you're earning $5,000 and you save $1,000 a month, your savings rate is 20%. Okay. So if you're making $100,000 a year and you save 5,000, okay, you have a 5% savings rate. All right. You're not going to be able to live the same lifestyle as you do in retirement. The good part is if you get your savings rate high, not only do you get to save more money, but compounding with interest, dividends, prices of stocks go up, blah, blah, blah. All these things happen. And so it's doubling, it's tripling fast underneath it, right? So you're saving money early, but that savings rate is going to compound. And by the time you retire, it's going to be huge. Okay. So that's why we want to live below our means. Now, this is my last chart up to date of my personal wealth. Okay. This does not including our houses. Okay. So you can see it's a decent chunk of change. All right. We went down, we went up because of the stock market. No big deal. But it's good to see this stuff. Okay. If these numbers look like unachievable, less than 4 years ago, I was in debt. These numbers would have been all zeroed in negative. Okay. And what we did is we got roommates. We started looking. I canceled all my HBO and all that stuff. I had all that stuff canceled. I just added it back slowly when I had the cash flow for it. Okay. But I can splurge and spend $100 on this stuff now a month. But before I couldn't. If you don't think $100 makes a difference, it makes a massive difference. Every $100 count. Okay. So my goal is just keep doing what I'm doing. Okay. My goal is to retire, get my retirement paycheck, have all kinds of other money coming in so I can keep saving and investing even in retirement. Then I'm sitting pretty. Okay. But I'm starting now. I'm 41 years old. I should be out of the workforce by 50, but I'm going to keep grinding. I should be sitting at $1 million before I retire. Okay. Because I'm living below my means. Okay. So for me, a nice restaurant is potentially going to Applebee's. So I don't eat out much, but when I do, I eat my McDonald's, I eat some Taco Bell. I run it off. I exercise that day. Then I go eat salad the rest of the day. Yada 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 yada. Okay, but I have the capability to spend a lot of money if I wanted to. I just don't want to. There'll come a time when I have excess money. During that time, then I'm good. There'll come a time when my books pay me $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, and I don't need it. I don't depend on my book royalties. So then I'll be like, okay, cool. Let's go somewhere fancy. Amazon paid for this, right? But that's not today. Okay. So wire saving and investing. So you're living below your means. You find a difference, right? You reduce your housing expense. You get a cheaper car. You cancel some of your stuff. Every bit pays off. Saving. So saving protects you from emergencies. Saving lets you buy little things or things in the $3 to $5 to $10,000 range, right? You want to change out your floors. You want to upgrade your bathroom a little bit, right? These things. So instead of trying to borrow 30,000 for a home repair or for a home renovation, maybe you pay for it $5,000 a year out of savings. Okay, you take your time. Everything is, especially if it's cosmetic, everything can be done in time. Yes, it's not the answer you want to hear. You want your nice bathroom all kitted out, 30 grand out the door. You want it in 3 months. I got it. So for the next 4 years, you're going to want something else. All right. So not only are you in debt, you're going to keep wanting more. But if you say, hey, we're going to put $5,000 a year towards our different stuff. So we'll get the floors done, then we'll get the toweling done, we'll get the new countertops done, we'll get a new bathtub, yada, yada, yada. Over the 5-year period, yeah, it sounds boring, but, you know, potentially we're living an 80-year life. All right. So we have time. These are all optional things. Getting into debt is going to make you miserable. I've been there. Okay. Another way to live below your means is stay off of credit cards. Because what I just said about compounding can actually work against you. Credit cards aren't a loan. All right. They're compounding, meaning that the interest is stacking on top of you. So the interest produces interest. Okay. A loan doesn't do that. It amortizes, meaning that each month you're paying more principal, less interest. Okay. Over the years, it amortizes. Now, a credit card is okay, you owe an extra dollar, so they charge you $10 in interest. So then that $10 starts earning interest on it. All right, just like you would do in dividends. All right. So the way dividends work is what? You turn over your dividends, you get a dividend, you reinvest it. All right. So now that dividend you just got starts earning dividends on it. Same thing with credit cards, but it's working against you. You can't. It's hard to build wealth with credit cards. Okay, when they're compounding against you and your future generations. Okay, and as I said earlier, lifestyle inflation. Have a set budget for what you live on. Every year it can go up a little bit based on inflation and lifestyle. But right now I'm spending $1,500 a month. I have budgeted $1,500 a month for my expenses, gas, food, yada 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 in San Diego. Okay, so next year, which is about a month away or two weeks away, I'm gonna keep it at 1,500. So what does that mean? That means if inflation hits me hard, I have to eat out one less time to stay within my budget. So instead of bumping it up to 1,700 and going out more, I'm just gonna have to, live below my means. I want to hit my budgets. All right. So that's preventing lifestyle inflation. Have a set amount. You can't just go into the month willy-nilly thinking that it's going to all work out. It's not. And you can't save at the end of your month. You have to save the first day. Okay. So what do you do when you get extra cash flow? When you get a pay raise or you get a windfall from something? However you answer that question is how you're going to determine your life. If you get a $10,000 payout from something, or your parents give you 10,000 or whatever, and you spend 10,000 on frivolous stuff, okay, well, have fun. Or if you can invest 9,000 and spend 1,000 on it, and you buy a new Samsung tablet, which I just bought, or something else, then you're gonna be better off, because that $10,000 can give you $80 a month for the rest of your life. Is that right? No, I don't think it's 80. $10,000, $1,000. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something like that. Invested at 10%, right? You invested in a closed-end fund. That gives you $1,000 a year. $1,000 divided by 12, roughly 80, right? So, whatever. But that's the way you got to start looking at things. Okay. Now, the process of building wealth. One of the starting things is living below your means. That's one of the starting basic principles. I think that's my number 2 principle of my 7 principles of building wealth. Okay. live below your wings, generate the cash flow, invest that cash flow in the blue chip stocks, or save it for a house to buy, rental house to buy, or start a small business. Maybe save it for a vending machine, save it for a Tesla or something. Not maybe not Tesla, but save it for a car that you could throw on a ride share or that somebody could borrow. Whatever, what have you, something small that can generate income. Start a lemonade stand, whatever. Okay, start a small consulting firm, buy some business cards. Then the next month, maybe you buy like some placemats, whatever. You start making phone calls, whatever. But that's where the wealth is built. Okay, wealth is built with discipline. Now, to wrap it all up, I don't know how long I've been talking. You can slowly increase your lifestyle once things start hitting. I just signed up for Loot Crate again. Loot Crate is awesome, so I have a link there. Loot Crate, they send out monthly box of this memorabilia from sci-fi and different TV shows and stuff like that. And it always comes with a T-shirt. And I had to cancel it for almost 2 years when I was in Japan. And so I'm back. I'm back in San Diego, and now I was like, yeah, I could spend $30 to get a nice T-shirt. Everybody always compliments my T-shirts. Um, so yeah. But I earned that right. Okay. On the weekends, when I'm playing my video games, I can go after like 5 hours of watching movies and laying around. I can check my website and my Amazon, and I've made a couple bucks, right? And over time, that money is going to go up. But that's the definition of passive income. But it took me 2.5 years of riding every day, grinding to even get anything started. Now I'm just in the maintain phase. Okay. So living below your means, is this for a season? 10 years. 10 years. Okay. If your parents leave you wealth, it'd be a lot less. But 10 years of just being average, driving a Ford Focus, having a roommate, whatever. If you can commit to 10 years, you could probably be a millionaire in 10 years. Easy. 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 So I'm living proof that you can turn it around, with a family. I have a family, wife, 2 kids, 3 houses. So I have it. I have it all going on, right? So I'm living proof you can do it all. Okay. So are you a spender? Are you a saver? Do you frown on people that go to McDonald's or Applebee's? Do you want to go to the expensive restaurant? Do you want to have the expensive car, the expensive house, the fancy dogs, the super dog food, restaurants, movies, trips? Okay, if you want all that stuff, have fun. It's gonna be a long life. I let you know right now. You have your fun when you're younger, but at some point you're gonna look up and you're not gonna be satisfied. Trust me. When you're a certain age and your body starts breaking down, and you look forth and you have no retirement in sight, it probably happens around age 40. Yeah, when you're young, you think you'll work forever, but you're gonna start breaking down, and you're gonna want true freedom. You're gonna want to go on vacation and not come back to work, or stay somewhere for 90 days. I want to go to Japan. I think you get a 90-day visa without even a 90-day stay without even a visa. Maybe it's 30 days. But yeah, I want to go hang out in Japan for 90 days. And I want to travel around inside Japan. I don't want to have to look at the hotel prices. I'm not saying I got to stay at the nicest stuff, but I want to be comfortable. And I want my money coming in. I want to wake up, write it like a little book real quick. That's my earnings for the day. And then everything else is working in the background. I get hit with a big fat dividend, you know. So that's my goal. And I'm going to do that by living below my means. How you choose to get there? What's your dream future? What do you see yourself doing? If the money is coming into your pocket every day passively, what would you do with your life? And that answer will allow you to live below your means if you mean it, if you're serious about that. Okay, with that being said, guys, I'm out for today. Thank you for your time. See you next time.